Just a quick message to the NT spouses out there. Autism was here long before you were born, and autism is going to be here long after you're gone. It has nothing to do with you. There's no need to take it personally. It's a lot like the weather. There's going to be lightning, thunderstorms, sun, rain. It's a mixed bag. Dear NT wives, autism spectrum disorder is what it is. You can't change it. Trying to change the traits in an autistic person is like trying to change the weather. You don't stand a chance getting that accomplished. Please stop beating your head against a brick wall. He has to understand my feelings or I'm being abused. He has to say or do certain things, otherwise I'm not okay inside. He has to avoid saying or doing certain things, otherwise it hurts my feelings. Why would you want to give anybody that kind of power? Hey, a quick message to the NT wives out there. You want to speak your autistic husband's love language? It's not going to be words of affirmation or acts of service or gifts or quality time or physical touch. Just stop pointing out what he's doing wrong. That's his love language. He would view that as a very loving thing to do. The more you talk about the past, the more you preserve the past. The more you bring up the past, the more you relive the past. The more you think about, focus on, and feel the emotional pain of the past, the more you bring the past into the present moment. It's a very destructive cycle. That's Tobias. You can make a point or you can keep the peace, but you can't do both, not at the same time. You might think, well, we should be able to make a point and keep the peace at the same time. Hasn't worked that way for the last 10 years. What makes you think it's going to work that way later this afternoon? You can do one or the other. You can't do both. I'm not suggesting which one to do. You decide what's best for you in the moment. But if you make a point, you're sacrificing the peace. And if you opt to keep the peace, you may very well be sacrificing an opportunity to make a point. You pick your choice. But if you decide to make a point, don't bitch about the fact that there's no peace. Doesn't work like that. Sorry. I run into this a lot where a person in the neurodiverse marriage says, I'm going to leave this miserable marriage because I want to leave my problems behind. And so they get into the next relationship and find that they didn't leave their problems behind. They just brought those problems into the next relationship.